Hey YouTube, glad to see you again. Hope you're doing well, and hopefully by the time you see this video, maybe your state or wherever you're located is maybe allowing you to do some stuff. Again, I know it's tough being inside a house, all cooped up and everything, not being able to go to any music stores or anything like that. I know it's really been hard for me. I've been doing a lot of online gear shopping during this time and trying to support some local music stores around here that are doing curbside pickup and whatnot, but I'm ready for things to get back to normal. So I told you guys I was coming back with another review of a piece of gear that I got around the same time as actually this microphone system right here. And that piece of equipment that I got is a wireless guitar system. Like I said in the previous video, I'm a worship pastor, and where I'm at on the stage, I really need everything that I have to be all wireless, because I'm the one that has to move the most, and I have to do a lot of things with my microphone stand and my guitar and everything that other people don't necessarily have to do, so they can be wired. But so I've been looking for different components to add to that, so I could make myself totally wireless. So this was the next thing I got, which is a Shure GLDX16 wireless guitar and bass system, and it is a digital system, so it has a very, very nice sound quality, and so far overall I've been very pleased with it. Especially for the price I paid for it. I paid $100 for it out the door from, I think it was, let's see, where did I get this from? I got this from one of my local pawn shops here, actually. And they let me try it out, and I offered them $100 out the door, and they said sure. I think they were asking like $120 or something like that, and so I saved myself $20 there. And even at $120 it would have been a steal, because I believe these are going for $449 currently, brand new, online, and you can find them used anywhere between, from what I saw, like $230 all the way up to close to $400 used. So if you're going to pay up to there, you might as well just buy it new. But if you can find this system for anywhere between $230 to $300, I would say get it. It definitely is worth it. It is a quality sounding system. What you heard me play in the opening was actually not the system. I just plugged in one of my Martin guitars with an LR Baggs Anthem system in it. I plugged it straight into my Motu M2 interface, just with the standard cable, a monster cable. And I just wanted to let you hear what it sounded like, with the regular normal cable that everybody uses. And then I want to give you a comparison of what the GLDX16 sounds like. So without further ado, let me go ahead and switch over to the GLDX16. That way you can hear the difference. So again, just remember the beginning audio that you heard of the guitar, that is done with a normal cable, that is not wireless. So you definitely want to go back and review that for a few seconds, and then come back to this portion of the video. That way you can hear the wireless sound. And I think you'll find that you really can't tell the difference, which to me is great, because we all want that wired sound, but we just want to be wireless. So let me go ahead and get hooked up with that, and I'll be right back. Okay, folks. We're back, and we're all hooked up with the Shure GLDX16 wireless guitar and bass system. As I said earlier, I am currently running this just straight through. I'm running the system straight through my Motu M2 interface. No processing has been done. All that may be done in post-production is just maybe boosting the signal a little bit, but that will no way color the signal. So you're getting exactly what this system sounds like into an interface and into my recording program. So here we go. I'm going to play the same thing I did earlier in this video and just let you have a little comparison. Here it is, the GLDX16. Yeah, so there it is. As you can tell, at least to my ear, you might be able to hear something a little different than I do, but at least to my ear, there really isn't much difference between this GLDX16 wireless system and just a standard monster cable. And actually, in some ways, I can even hear a little bit better higher frequency response from my wireless system than the actual cable, which I was a little surprised to find, and that could be just because it's a digital system, so the fidelity, I'm sure, is a lot better than a lot of other wireless systems. But and I'm not going to say maybe it's necessarily higher fidelity than the cable, but it could be. I really don't know. But just to my ear, it just sounds maybe just a hair more high frequency response, which is good because I mean I like that clarity and everything that you get with this system. So a little about this system. The GLDX16 again is a digital wireless guitar system. It utilizes this transmitter right here, which you can put on your strap or clip it on your belt or whatever you want. And it's this transmitter right here. And I will say the construction of this transmitter is absolutely incredible. This is all metal. This thing feels solid. I would be confident that if it ever fell off your strap or your belt or whatever, that it would absolutely hold up. This thing has some weight to it, let me tell you. So this just to me screams very quality product that Shure has made. Same with the connector. I really like the way the connector is. It's a nice cable, gives you a good length, and you can actually buy these. You can buy these as replacement cables from Shure if they ever go bad, which all cables eventually go bad. So that's just a fact of life. All this transmitter here, it just has a on-off switch right there. The cool thing about this one is this particular system doesn't run off of normal batteries. It runs off of a rechargeable battery here that I'm guessing it's proprietary to Shure. So I guess if it ever went bad, you'd have to go to them to get it. But so far, it's lasted a long time. This is what the battery looks like. It's rechargeable, and Shure does sell these if you need a replacement or you just want extras so you can keep them charged. And that goes down right here. And you can just open that up. If I can do it. It's kind of hard to do this on the camera. It opens up right there. Again, a nice metal door. This is not a cheap plastic door. This thing is solid. It is not going to break on you or anything like that. You have the antenna right there. So very pleased with this transmitter right here. It feels solid. I have no doubts that this thing will survive a long time. Onto the receiver, which this is the unique part of the system. There's two versions. There's one with a standard rectangle looking receiver that kind of looks like a wireless mic system. But this particular one that they had at the pawn shop is the pedal version, the pedal board version, I guess you could call it. And let me grab it down here real quick. So this right here is the receiver. So your wireless pack is transmitting directly to this receiver right here, and then you plug your receiver. It has a 1/4-inch output there. You can plug that into your board or your amp or whatever it is you're going into. In my case, I'm just going into my interface. So obviously I don't have it plugged in right now because I'm showing you, but I was running my monster cable from there all the way into my interface there. And as you can see, it has two little displays there, and that shows what frequency you're on. So if I were to press this button called, if you can see that there, it's the channel button. What it does is you press that and it will automatically find a frequency. It's set on channel 12. And if you want to, this will scan for a new frequency right here. Press this channel button and see how it's running through all these channels, seeing which one is best. It'll take a few seconds until it locks onto one. So it looks like it locked on the 12, Yep, channel 12. And that's saying that that's the best channel for use. And all you have to do is turn on your pack, your wireless transmitter that's plugged into your guitar, and it will automatically sync up. You don't have to do any syncing. It does it automatically. So you do the channel searching on here, and you turn on your pack, and bam, it's synced up, ready to go. Another interesting feature about this particular system is not a UHF system. It is a Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz system. So this does not operate on the TV bands that all the other standard UHF systems do. This operates on a Wi-Fi frequency band. So a little about that. That could be good or bad depending on what you're doing and where you're at. Obviously, there's Wi-Fi everywhere now. For my personal use, I use it at church, and we have obviously our church Wi-Fi. We also have a router for our X32. Every time I turn this on, I always do a search to make sure it finds an open channel. That way I don't have any dropouts. And overall, the performance of this as far as dropouts has been, I would say, about 95% perfect. The other 5%, if I go out, it just depends on, when. It's almost random. Sometimes if I go to the back of the church, and it's not a huge church, but sometimes if I go to the back of the church and I'm messing with the soundboard or whatever else, and I want to play my guitar so I can hear the sound check out there, occasionally you'll hear it kind of crackle and cut in because I think it's battling with some of the other Wi-Fi in there, but that doesn't happen too often. Normally this pedal is set up about 5 feet behind me with my other guitar pedals that I have, and it never loses any signal, and the fidelity is great. So I would say if you're using this in an environment that has a lot of Wi-Fi going on, maybe you want to find something else, but that doesn't always mean that it's not going to work either. I would just set it up and try it, and if it doesn't work, have a backup or just use a cable, depending on what your needs are. So that's what I have to say about that. Another unique feature of this receiver, it is also a tuner as well. So if you press this button right here, that's the tuning mode, and if I had my guitar plugged in, I could hit a string and it would show you it's chromatic, fully chromatic, and these little LEDs right there light up and tell you if you're flat, sharp, or right on tune. Really, really nice feature. I use it, and it's actually a very good tuner. Very accurate, it's very reliable. So really cool feature there. It has some other features on there that I don't really use, like a link feature, and I believe that allows you to change or to use it with multiple other 2.4 gigahertz systems that Shure offers. You can use them together, and I'm not sure off the top of my head how many you can actually use at one time. I only use one, so that's all I've ever worried about. But again, my overall impressions of this is really positive. And using it the way I'm using it at a church, I'm not moving very much. It's just nice to kind of have the freedom of not having a cable hanging, another cable. So I would absolutely recommend this unit if you are, especially at a church, or you work a stage that is not really that big, and and you just want to be cable free but still have a good quality sound. Definitely go for the GLDX16 wireless guitar system by Shure. I think you'll be very happy with it. So before I leave, I'm just going to play a little more and let you hear more of the system, because that's really ultimately why I want to do this video. It's just so you can hear it and get an idea for what it sounds like before you buy it. Obviously it's going to sound different with your gear, but this will at least give you something to go on. So I'm going to plug this thing back up, and I'm going to just play for a few seconds and let you guys hear the closing of this video through this system. Thanks for watching, guys, and please remember to subscribe if you would like some more gear reviews. I will be putting up another review after this video sometime, and of another piece of gear that I found at a really good price, and just want to share that with you. It's a third wireless system that I got, so I'm now completely wireless at the church where I lead. So do subscribe so you can see that video, and share this with your friends, and hopefully this was a good review for you to be able to know what this thing sounds like and at least have an idea before you jump in and buy it. Y'all have a great day and take care. Bye.